Welcome to Life in the UK Test.biz, where learning is fun. Democracy is a system of government where the whole adult population gets a say. This might be by direct voting or by choosing representatives to make decisions on their behalf. At the turn of the 19th century, Britain was not a democracy as we know it today, although there were elections to select members of Parliament, MPs. Only a small group of people could vote. They were men who were over 21 years of age and who owned a certain amount of property. The franchise, that is, the number of people who had the right to vote, grew over the course of the 19th century and political parties began to involve ordinary men and women as members. In the 1830s and 1840s, a group called the Chartists campaigned for reform. They wanted 6 changes: for every man to have the vote, elections every year for all regions to be equal in the electoral system, secret ballots for any man to be able to stand as an MP, for MPs to be paid. By 1918 most of these reforms had been adopted. The voting franchise was also extended to women over 30, and then in 1928 to men and women over 21. In 1969, the voting age was reduced to 18 for men and women. The British Constitution is not written down in any single document, and therefore it is described as unwritten. A constitution is a set of principles by which a country is governed. It includes all of the institutions that are responsible for running the country and how their power is kept in check. The Constitution also includes laws and conventions. In the UK, there are several different parts of government. The main ones are the monarchy, Parliament, the House of Commons and the House of Lords, the Prime Minister, the Cabinet, the judiciary, courts, the police, the civil service, local government. In addition, there are devolved governments in Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland that have the power to legislate on certain issues. Queen Elizabeth II is the head of state of the UK. She is also the monarch or head of state for many countries in the Commonwealth. The UK has a constitutional monarchy. This means that the king or queen does not rule the country but appoints the government, which the people have chosen in a democratic election. Slide 13. The monarch invites the leader of the party with the largest number of MPs, or the leader of a coalition between more than one party, to become the Prime Minister. The monarch has regular meetings with the Prime Minister and can advise, warn and encourage, but the decisions on government policies are made by the Prime Minister and Cabinet. The Queen has reigned since her father's death in 1952, and in 2012 she celebrated her Diamond Jubilee, 60 years as Queen. She is married to Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. Her eldest son, Prince Charles, the Prince of Wales, is the heir to the throne. The Queen has important ceremonial roles, such as the opening of the new parliamentary session each year. On this occasion the Queen makes a speech which summarises the government's policies for the year ahead. All acts of Parliament are made in her name. The national anthem of the UK is God Save the Queen. The first verse is, God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen, God save the Queen, send her victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us, God save the Queen. New citizens swear or affirm loyalty to the Queen as part of the citizenship ceremony. Oath of Allegiance. I, name, swear by Almighty God that on becoming a British citizen, I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, her heirs and successors, according to law. Affirmation of Allegiance. I, name, do solemnly, sincerely and truly declare and affirm that on becoming a British citizen, I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, her heirs and successors, according to law. The system of government in the UK is a parliamentary democracy. The UK is divided into parliamentary constituencies. Voters in each constituency elect their Member of Parliament, MP, In a general election, all of the elected MPs form the House of Commons. Most MPs belong to a political party, and the party with the majority of MPs forms the government. If one party does not get a majority, two parties can join together to form a coalition. The House of Commons is regarded as the more important of the two chambers in Parliament because its members are democratically elected. The Prime Minister and almost all the members of the Cabinet are members of the House of Commons, MPs. Each MP represents a parliamentary constituency, which is a small area of the country. MPs have a number of different responsibilities. They represent everyone in their constituency, help to create new laws, scrutinise and comment on what the government is doing, debate important national issues. Members of the House of Lords, known as peers, are not elected by the people and do not represent a constituency. The role and membership of the House of Lords has changed over the last 50 years. Until 1958, all peers were hereditary, which means they inherited their title, or senior judges, or bishops of life. Peers are appointed by the monarch on the advice of the Prime Minister. Since 1999, hereditary peers have lost the automatic right to attend the House of Lords. They now elect a few of their number to represent them in the House of Lords. MPs are elected at the general election, which is held at least every 5 years. If an MP dies or resigns, there will be a fresh election, called a by-election, in his or her constituency. MPs are elected through a system called first past the post. In each constituency, the candidate who gets the most votes is elected. The government is usually formed by the party that wins the majority of constituencies. If no party wins a majority, two parties may join together to form a coalition. Elections for the European Parliament are also held every 5 years. Elected members are called members of the European Parliament, MEPs. Elections to the European Parliament use a system of proportional representation, where seats are allocated to each party in proportion to the total number of votes it has won. You can contact MPs by letter or telephone at their constituency office, or at their office in the House of Commons. All elected members have a duty to serve and represent their constituents. You can get contact details from your local library web, www.parliament UK. They are also listed in the phone book, published by BT, and in Yellow Pages. You can contact MPs by letter or telephone at their constituency office, or at their office in the House of Commons. The House of Commons, Westminster, London SW1A, 0AA. Telephone 020-7729-3000. In addition, many MPs, Assembly members, MSPs and MEPs hold regular local surgeries, where constituents can go in person to talk about issues that are of concern to them. These surgeries are often advertised in the local newspaper.